So this month we have two different colorways. This is the Kona Cottons, and then this one is Tropical Dreams by Laurel Birch. So the first video we're going to show you how to make the shoes, and then the second one we'll make the bag. To make the bag that goes with the shoes, you're going to pick out 15 different squares, and this is our other colorway. It's Laurel Birch fabric, really bright, happy colors. And so what you do is you sew 5 rows with 3 blocks each. Press your seam allowance to one side, and then we're going to sew all of these together. So you'll sew this row to this row, and so on and so forth until we have all 5 rows sewn together. Once you have it sewn together, you're going to cut a piece of lining that is the same size, and also the soft and stable to match that size. I have my front sewn together, all my blocks, and pressed. I cut a piece of soft and stable to match the size, and I cut my lining to match the size. Next, I'm going to adhere the front to the soft and stable, and then I'm going to do a little quilting. You can either do, stitch in the ditch, some decorative stitching. This is a really fun place to use those decorative stitches on your machine. And then I will put the zipper in. I do have a little confession to make. I made the entire shoe bag to match the other shoes that I showed you in the previous video. Did a whole video and everything, and I got to the end and I realized that I had forgotten to put the soft and stable in it. So, if you make mistakes, just think about me, because if it can be made, I usually can make that mistake. So anyway, I'm going to put this away and we're going to do this over. Alright, I did some stitch in the ditch, and now I'm going to attach my zipper. So my zipper is way longer than what I need, but that's okay. I'm going to be trimming off the excess. So you're going to take the zipper, put it right sides together with the front of the bag, and you're going to be using the short side of the 3 patch there instead of the 5. You'll pin that down, and then you will take your lining and put it right sides together with the zipper as well. And you'll pin that and stitch it very close to the teeth. Alright, I've sewn my seam. Now I'm going to take this over to the iron and press the lining and the front and top stitch down the side of the zipper here. So I'll do that, and then we'll attach the other side of the zipper to the bag. I've now done the top stitching, and so what I need to do next is I'm going to pull the other end of the bag up and line it up with the zipper. And so the first bag that I did, I was really worried about the sides lining up, but what happened was then my seam here, for some reason, these were out of sync, and I had to rip out because I just didn't like how they were kind of like this. So I recommend kind of lining that up and doing your zipper that way. And if the sides are off a little bit, we can always adjust that when we get ready to sew it together. So I'm going to pin this together. And then I'm going to flip it over and take my lining and pull that up to the other side of the zipper. Let me turn this around so you can see it. So I'll have the lining will be right sides together. Make sure you line everything up so that it's nice and even and straight. Pin that, and then we're going to sew it. So when you do this, you actually end up with the lining as a loop. Can you kind of see how that goes there? And then the front is also a loop. So let me go sew that together and show you what I mean. Alright, so I've got the lining sewn on, and everything sewn to both sides of the zipper. So now what I'm going to do is take this and turn it so that I have it right sides out. And then I'm going to take it over to I'm going to unzip it, take it over to the ironing board and press it and top stitch the other side of the zipper. Once you have everything top stitched and pressed, you're going to stitch across the zipper on each end. Okay, make sure that you've opened up your zipper so that the zipper pull is inside the bag. And then we're going to cut off the excess zipper on both ends. Make sure you've got that sewn together though before you cut anything off. You don't want to accidentally pull and lose the zipper pull off of the zipper. You'll have to start over. All right, so we have that done. And then the next thing we're going to do is cut a 4x6 piece of fabric from the lining, and we're going to be making a zipper tab. We have our 4x6 piece of fabric. What we're going to do is fold it in half, wrong sides together, and press. Open it up, and then we're going to fold our raw edges into that crease, press again, and then fold it closed. Once we've done that, we are now going to go and top stitch across each side of it. Turn your bag wrong side out so that the lining is facing you. Make sure that you have your zipper open because we're getting ready to sew the ends closed, and if that zipper's not open, you won't be able to get your bag open. You'll have to rip out some stitching. So I've got it open a little more than halfway. The next thing you want to do is you want to mark 1.5 inches from each corner on the front and the back, and top and bottom. You also want to take your zipper pull that you created a few minutes ago. You want to fold it in half, and you want to slide it in where your top of your zipper is, and center it with the zipper with all the raw edges together and pin it in place. All right, so we have our zippers centered, we have our marks, and we have our zipper pull put in. What we want to do now is we want to line up these marks that we made to create a tuck in our bag. So you'll find your marks, if you can see this or not, and we're going to clip those together, and I don't have any clips here. So you'll do that on each end, okay, and then you're going to sew across the top and also the bottom. I'm going to do the rest of the bag was a 1/4 inch seam allowance. I'm going to actually do a 1/2 inch seam allowance on each end of this. All right, so I sewed across each end with a 1/2 inch seam allowance, and then I did a little zigzag just to encase those raw edges. If you have a serger, that works great too. And now we're going to turn our bag right side out. Let me unzip a little farther. All right, and I'm going to turn it. And on your corners, all your corners, you're going to have this little triangle to make it kind of box in those corners a little bit. Okay, so I finished my little bag to put my shoes in. I think it turned out really, really cute. I love the Bozal uniform in it. It gives it a really nice body. Got my little tab up here, and then I can just hold on to that while I unzip my zipper. And I can put my shoes in here. Makes a great, I think it would make a great little bag for your toiletries and stuff too. Just really, really a nice project. So I hope you enjoyed making this. I know I did. So we finished that project. We hope that you enjoyed making it, and we hope that you will follow us on Facebook and Instagram and subscribe to our YouTube channel. Have a great day.